Meet this incredible man named Kelechi Ubah, and he is 50 years old. Yes, exactly 50. And in his 50s, he looks decades younger, retains strength, mobility, mental clarity, and inner energy. It's not plastic, not expensive procedures, not miracle pills, and real habits that are accessible to almost anyone who is ready to challenge aging. And the most interesting thing is that his approach to youth is not based on extremes. He doesn't go to an elite clinic, doesn't train for 6 hours a day, and doesn't count every gram of food. His principles are much simpler. But it is precisely in the simplicity that the real power lies. And in today's video, you will find out exactly what helps Kelechi Ubah maintain strength, energy, and youth. Therefore, watch this video to the end. It will be interesting and useful. So let's get started. First, he's constantly moving. But one thing is important to understand here. His activity does not look like punishment. This is not endless cardio to the point of exhaustion and not an attempt to prove something to others. He trains with what is at hand. He uses his own body weight, improvised objects, and the usual space around him. And this is a huge lesson for most people. Your body doesn't require perfect conditions to stay young. He needs regularity. The way he trains is especially important. His movements are natural. These are exercises that restore the body's functionality. Squats, pull-ups, push-ups, balance, and body weight control. It is these movements that keep joints young, coordinated, and strong longer. Many people pump individual muscles but lose the ability to move normally. But youth is not just about appearance. This is the ability to stand up easily, walk quickly, maintain posture, and feel control over your body. Another powerful principle of Kelechi is that he spends a lot of time outside. And this is an underestimated factor of longevity. Man was not created for permanent residence in enclosed spaces under artificial light. When you regularly spend time in the sun, move outdoors, and get in touch with nature, it directly affects hormones, sleep, stress levels, and even inflammatory processes in the body. But one of the most important secrets of this man is his attitude to age. He is not at war with time. And this is a very powerful thought, because many people age precisely because of internal resistance. They are afraid of age. They are afraid of wrinkles. They are afraid of change. They constantly compare themselves with others. And chronic stress and anxiety affect not only the psyche, but also the face, hormones, and immune system. Kelechi accepts his age, but acceptance is not passivity. This means stopping wasting energy on denying reality and focusing it on taking care of yourself. There's a huge difference between a person who says, "It's too late for me," and a person who says, "I'm 50 and I can still get stronger." Age is very often determined not by a number, but by an internal state. Another principle that many ignore is recovery. Most people either don't exercise at all or destroy themselves with constant overexertion. But the body doesn't get younger during exercise, it gets younger during recovery. Sleep, rest, calmness of the nervous system, high-quality nutrition, time without a phone is not a weakness. This is the basis of longevity. It is very important to understand that chronic fatigue ages faster than age. When a person constantly lacks sleep, lives in anxiety, and overloads the brain with information, the body begins to save resources. Energy levels drop, skin deteriorates, hormones are disrupted, and inflammatory processes accelerate. Therefore, one of the most underestimated skills of our time is the ability to recover. Pay attention to one more feature. Kelechi is not isolated from the world. He runs a blog, shares his life, and communicates with like-minded people. And this is much more important than it seems. Social connections are directly related to longevity. People who feel like they are part of a community age more slowly. They have lower stress levels, better cognitive functions, and higher motivation to take care of themselves. Loneliness has become a hidden epidemic today. Many people are physically among others, but emotionally completely isolated. And human psyche is designed in such a way that we need an exchange of energy, support, and a sense of belonging. That is why people who remain interested in life and continue to share themselves with the world often look much younger than their years. Another interesting detail is his positive thinking. And here we are not talking about toxic motivation or an attempt to always smile. It's about the inner attitude. When a person constantly concentrates on the negative, his nervous system lives in a threat mode. And chronic stress literally destroys the body from the inside out. Positive thinking in the context of longevity is the ability to see meaning in life, notice the good, and keep an interest in the future. People who have goals, hobbies, and an inner fire age more slowly. Because the body feels that life goes on, you need to conserve energy. One more thing is very important to understand. Youth is not the absence of age. Youth is adaptability, the ability to move, learn, recover, and maintain an interest in life. This is exactly what we see in the Kelechi Ubah lifestyle. He's not trying to look like a teenager. He simply does not allow himself to turn into a person who has stopped living actively. If we highlight the main practical conclusions from his lifestyle, they will be much more useful than any complex biohacks. First, get moving every day, even if you don't have a gym. Secondly, go outside more often and get natural light. Third, don't treat age as a sentence. Fourth, learn how to recover as seriously as you work. And finally, keep in touch with people and take an interest in life. The story of Kelechi Ubah shows one very important thing. Youth is not an accident or a genetic lottery. These are the daily signals that a person sends to his body. Friends, what do you think of this man? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video that's currently appearing on your screen.